So we are in Baden-Baden for another year of meetings. Mrs. Nicola RAUTMANN, Market Executive for Austria, Central and Eastern Europe, Russia and CIS within Swiss Re. Thank you for granting some of your time to discuss with our listeners from Extreme TV. First of all, I would like to start by saying that the first half of 2016 was characterized by an increased volume of losses caused by natural catastrophes. In this context, how do you see the market? Is still a soft market or we will see some increase of tariffs?
So I'm not sure. So I really cannot judge because it's quite early in the renewal. So from my perspective, what you really see, two different topics. The natural catastrophes, which we have seen, is very much the insurance penetration was low. So there's actually what it really proves. There's one topic, we need more insurance penetration at the end. So there's a protection gap. And that is also a topic here in Baden-Baden.
Yes.
It's widely discussed. The other is where the tariffs are going. And that's very a matter of capacity, which is available, and also what the buyers want. So there, I would say we really look for ourselves as Swiss Re. And for us, it's very important that we keep our prices.
You, as we said in the beginning, you are in charge of Austria CEE and Russia and CIS. How do you characterize the results, the achievement of Swiss Re in these markets?
I would really distinguish. So it's a wide region, many different markets. So in most of the markets we really have a leading position from my perspective. And that's also something which we kept during last renewal and throughout the year. In Russia CIS, CIS is for us more territory where we look at opportunities, where we see when the price is right, we would like to enter, but otherwise it's a bit opportunistic, if I may say so. Russia is a core country, and throughout the CEE regions we're actually present in most of the countries, and as said, so we are leader there.
To most of them.
Yeah.
But if we are discussing about the CEE markets, can you tell us what are the main differences between them in terms of, I don't know, solution, opportunities, threats?
I think you can mainly distinguish the EU territory and the non-EU countries. So what you really see in the EU territory, and that's now for the second year, is impact of Solvency II. We really see clients buying solutions ready to bolster their solvency position. So that's something we can see in the EU. Throughout the whole region, what you see that clients are looking for opportunities how they maybe can grow a bit to compensate or to enter new territories. That's something which you can see also in non-EU markets.
But what are Swiss Re plans for the CEE markets on short and medium term?
For us, it's as said, so I'm leading this region. It's one of our territories. We really want to be present. For Swiss Re, it's a growth area. We label it as a growth area, which means that we look at the region also from a mid-term perspective. Yeah. And for us, it's really important that we transfer the economic growth, which we currently really see already in the markets, into insurance growth at one hand side and then reinsurance growth.
Okay. If we move the discussion from the CEE markets to the CIS market, we can notice lately an increase of the concentration of that markets, increase of the concentration and mergers and acquisition process between insurance and reinsurance company, local one. How would you describe the competition on these markets from Swiss Re point of view?
I would say, and there I'm talking about Russia, not so much the CIS countries. So in Russia you see the regulator taking a step, and so there is Solvency a focus point, which led to a concentration of market participants, so less companies being present. I think the regulator goes in a good direction with looking at the solvency margins, financial stability of the companies. shows an impact already.
Okay. Do you see there are discussions, and even here in Baden-Baden, about the fact that the increased involvement of the regulators in all the markets are somehow limiting the competition, and which will have a negative effect on the markets? Can you comment upon this situation?
I don't really quite comment whether the regulators are taking the right or the wrong step. I think, and I comment here on Russia, there you see the focus on solvency is really healthy from my perspective, not from my perspective a negative element. So on the EU side, also their regulators play a huge role. It's also about capital and impact of capital on the stability. I think what the most customers are really, and insurers, our customers, what they're really seeing as a challenge is the administrative side of complying with solvency, and that's a huge topic for them, I learned.
Coming back also to Russia, we know that just a few days ago the national reinsurance company just started its activity. How do you think that this situation, the launch of this company, will affect the 2017 renewals?
Actually, it's not so easy to foresee for us at this point in time. There's still quite some open questions for us as a reinsurer, but also for the insurance community. So for us, it's really something we observe closely. But what we really can say already, that there's a 10% mandatory, so impact of a 10% mandatory sessions.
Yeah.
And for sure, so Swiss Re has taken that into account. And we took it into our planning as a figure as well. So 90% in the maximum might go elsewhere. The timing question is not exactly, it's one of the uncertainty points. So we don't know that exactly when it will come into place.
So we'll discuss about the effects next year, probably in Baden-Baden. More?
I think at the beginning of the year mainly.
Okay.
So it will be something which will be discussed throughout the whole year, but at the beginning of the year we know then more concretely how the first steps are taken, how the national reinsurer is being set up, and how the company is being established with the IT systems. And there are many topics to be solved at the beginning.
Yeah, and in the end of this interview, can you send a message to all your clients, present and non-present here in Baden-Baden?
That's a good question. I think maybe the key question for me is, for us, it's really important as Swiss Re, as a reinsurer, is not just offering capacity, that the clients really take, when they're deciding on their reinsurance, take into account what we offer. As I said, it's not just the capacity, it's a lot more we're providing, like on the services side, and they really take that into account, and it's part of the price tag at the end.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.